Good morning. Hi. Good morning. It's a pretty morning out here. Nice and still today. A little chillier than we'd like. Our warm temps are coming in the 70s the end of this coming week. Meanwhile, we'll have a few just around freezing mornings. Hi guys. Hi Stripe. Hi Morris. No paper today for Don, so he's got his coffee and he's already piled up on the couch, although he does have some work to do this morning. Hi Stripey. Hi Morris. Well, you're not running away very far. Hello buddy. While Don was doing a small amount of work this morning looking at reports, I thought some more about the roof for this building. I just don't like this. I just don't. I can't help it. So I found another building with a different roof line. I know it's really hard to see with the black. And I decided to put that roof on this building. So with some minor modifications, of course, but pretty close. So you can see that I need to order some more black slope pieces. I've just used ones that I had so I could finish my proof of concept. And I'm really happy with it. I think this roof line makes the building a little taller, raises the roof line a little bit. I still have the little, I'm going to call them service access to the roof up there. But now it's not the focal point of the roof anymore. And yeah, so I'm going to go order the slopes. And they have this neat little, it's actually a minifigure microphone and an upside down bowl that they have in the corner here. And trying to get it in focus and where you can maybe see it. So I'm probably going to, I may order some of those and put them on. It looks much better. But I'm giving you the day off. We're going to go for a ride. And Jules, I think Jules actually wasn't out of the garage last weekend or all week. Yeah, so yeah, we're going for a drive. Yeah. But first we're going to go for a little walk down the driveway with Tux. Make sure he's going to be a good boy while we're gone. Right. I think it's supposed to be nice enough tomorrow. So yeah, before we take off for a drive, it's called Exercise the Cats. Hey, buddy. How are you? Hey. Hi. Hey, Gray. You're a good girl that you came too. Oh, I bet that warm asphalt, the sun on it, I bet that feels great. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
So, we're headed to Greensboro, and I'm just pointing out, if we went on 40, just exactly how many supercharger stations there are now. We've talked about how the network has grown, and that definitely is showing it right there. So the guys in Triangle Tesla, the Facebook group this morning, they were talking about a mural in Greensboro that is Elon Musk, the Cybertruck, the semi, and the Roadster. It's a really big mural, and several guys were over there this week taking a picture, and they're like, well, how come Marianne hasn't been over there and taken a picture yet? Because I take pictures of, you know, murals all over the state. And so we were looking for some place to drive today anyway, So that's where we're headed. Yeah, we're taking NC Highway 42 over to Sanford, and then 421 up northwest over to Greensboro. And this is always a really pretty drive out here. The sky is a little more milky than blue today, but it's clearing as the day goes on, so it's not raining.
That's right, not raining. And he reaffirmed that no rain for even through next weekend now.
We're listening to Martin on EV News Daily. Don's a little behind on his podcast because of work and not going on his normal run.
Yeah.
Don's foot is doing better, but he is still taking it easy. So we were listening to the information about the Hyundai Kona, and I guess there's a couple of other vehicles, battery recall.
Right.
And we also were listening to another segment, I think it was on the previous podcast, because we're listening to several here, about what car was it spotted in the wild charging at 80% at 150 kilowatts or something?
I think it's the new Kona.
Yeah, and Don and I talked before, we're happy with as fast as Jules and Ruby charge. As a matter of fact, a couple of times, well, probably if we went to a 250 kilowatt charger, we just as soon limit it to 150. Walk around, use the bathroom. We like safety with the battery pack.
Yeah, life. I'd sacrifice charging speed, a little charging speed for battery life.
And my thought when I'm hearing about, deeper into the pack, you show up at a higher state of charge and you're still getting these phenomenal charging speeds and stuff, I figure Tesla is pretty smart.
Yeah.
And I figure they care about my battery not needing to be replaced under warranty.
Yeah.
And I wonder about these other people that are, say, for example, the Porsche Taycan is just one that can charge deeper into the pack, as Kyle would say. I wonder about the long term, because we got a lot of data on Tesla batteries, Model S 2013 forward. We have a lot of data. There's a lot of understanding. There's been some improvements, obviously. So I'm feeling really good about what my car's doing.
Right.
I think some of these other people, as Hyundai is now finding out, and LG, they got a little bit to learn about managing the batteries. I mean, not to say that Tesla hasn't had any issues,
right?
But they've got years of experience in managing the battery management system and managing the health of the battery. And I like the conservative approach personally.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting. I understand that Hyundai is going to replace the entire pack. They haven't said or not saying. I mean, I'm sure they said something about a short or something like that. They don't know exactly what the problem is. So I'm assuming, Marianne, she pointed out something. How do you know? You're just assuming the new packs are better and don't have this same defect when you haven't actually figured out the exact defect?
Right. I pulled up on Car and Driver because I wanted to understand, and that was just the first article that popped up. And that article, I don't know what date it was written, but it says they believe it to be some sort of a short circuit, but they haven't pinpointed the problem. I'm like, well, I guess you could admit there's a problem and say you're going to do a recall, but I don't want you putting a new battery pack in my car if you don't know that the newly manufactured one won't just have the same problem as the one before. I mean, that was That was kind of that thing with the MCU screen. I'm like, well, do we really want to put a new MCU screen in the car or not? Because they're going to get that little brown around the border potentially. Have we fixed the manufacturing, or are we just throwing parts at it, new money kind of a thing? And you know, we're not talking a $2,000 item here. We're talking a 10 or 15,000.
11,000.
Yeah. So, and a large number of vehicles. So, yeah, that is that's interesting. But speaking of MCU, we got an official letter. Email yesterday from Tesla saying we need to go out onto the our Tesla account and fill out to request the MCU recall. I don't know what the official word was. Refund, right? Yeah. We need to. So you're not going to get sent a check if you qualify unless you go out and request it. Right. Which I think is fair, because your account on Tesla and the email for the account person. But so if you were thinking you were due a refund and had heard about it like us, check your Tesla email and or your account and go submit the paperwork for it. It said 60 days, I think.
We haven't actually looked to see what kind of document, what they asked or anything. We just saw the email, and I told Marianne we need to do that this weekend. I saw it last night, 10 o'clock, and I didn't want to get into it at that particular time, and then today we've been busy, but definitely we'll probably look at it when I get home, or for sure tomorrow morning. Yeah, well, let's just say we're going to do it when we get home, and we'll report in today's video what exactly was required, so we can finish that discussion today. So those of you that might need that information will have it in the video. Yep, good idea.
Yeah, so we continue to make time to listen to Rob Maurer over at Tesla Daily every day, no matter what. We might only watch our video and Rob's video or Kyle's video, but we are definitely keeping up with him. And we also, as most days, are watching Solving the Money Problem. Yeah. And what is his name again?
Stephen Mark Wright, I think is his name.
Okay, he doesn't, I don't know, somehow his name doesn't get flashed in front of me as much, so I don't have as much. I have face recognition, but not name recognition with him. And Tesla stock is down, and Don and I bought a little bit of stock.
Bought some stock.
That's just enough said. Is it down as low as it gonna go? No. But we had set a buy limit at a certain price we had in mind back a couple 2 or 3 months ago, and that amount hit. And if it goes lower, we might just buy some more. So I pay pretty close attention when you're watching those guys, but sometimes I'm cooking. I mean, sometimes I have adulting responsibilities and I'm multitasking. So why have they said the Tesla stock price is down? Is it a whole market thing? Is it a...
Well, between the chip shortage, Tesla stopping production for a couple days, chip shortages affecting other EV manufacturers, and then whatever this herd mentality, mostly it's herd mentality. In other words, there's been a couple things about demand or whatever, and people are sold, and this guy sold, and the price goes down a bit, and they say, "Oh my goodness, I'm losing money. I'm gonna go sell." So it could be people, wanted to capture their profit. They had stop losses, and I would tell you on Tesla stock, that's a really tough thing, because it's tough on any highly volatile stock, and that's what Tesla is. So that can cause some negative consequences to the stock. Is that I bought it at 600 and it's gone up to 800, and I'll set a stop loss at 700, and so if it drops to 700 I'll sell. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it can work, but Tesla could do that 100-point swing. In fact, yesterday when we bought, it went down $40 below where I bought it at. It's like it had such a swing
And it had regained like 20 above where we
Right,
bought it
and
at
it-
or
when it-
something. So it's not unusual for the stock price to
Right.
fluctuate $75 to $150
Yeah, so
in
it's
a
like-
given day. So
So anyway, I guess all I'm saying is, I don't know why the market, other than a little bit of a people, you know, the build up. I think Ron Barron, I think he was on CNBC, and I hear what he said. He said, you know, I sold as a fiduciary my funds, my clients. I had to sell because we have a responsibility. But personally, I own 1.8 million shares of stock, and I haven't sold one, and I ain't gonna sell. So I guess you know, if you're in it for the long, which is what Mary and I are, you know, this is when you buy. What I'm trying to say is, if you're long right now, you need to be buying.
right. I did pay a good bit of attention, in particular when Rob was talking about market share.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you know, there are a couple articles out.
That's
Basically,
right.
the Mach-E is going to kill Tesla, something along those lines. Now, look, the Mach-E is a good car. There's no problem with the Mach-E. But you know, Rob explained the math there. You know, the numerator, the denominator. You know, the percentage of market. And basically, there's no cap on the EV market. I mean,
That's right.
he had a lot of good things to say about why that's really great that the Mach-E and Ford are doing good. It has absolutely nothing to do with Tesla's demand. And,
Right.
you know, we all do also, besides what Rob said, which you should just go listen to him.
He does it better explaining.
Right, he did a good job explaining it. But besides what he said, also, you know, we know there are certain Ford owners that want a Ford EV.
That's
Just
right,
like we
man.
know there are certain Porsche owners that only want a Porsche EV.
That's right.
And so that's going to generate early demand for what they have coming out, and that's
right.
great, because we want those people converted over to EVs. And if they're just not willing to buy, Don and I would still say go buy Tesla, but you know, there's different strokes
Yeah,
for different folks.
that's right.
That's why we have variety out there. And so anyway, there is also that little bit, but that was really interesting, you know. And this is a reflection on society for me, and it has nothing to do with EV stuff. It's just, we really have reduced our understanding down to a clickbait title.
Oh,
It's sort of why I don't do clickbait titles. Could I title? I mean, maybe like one a month, maybe. And then usually it's still pretty real. Like, yes,
Yeah.
we did get a Cybertruck RC, and I know if I put Cybertruck RC in the title, that's going to drive some hits, right?
Right.
And now that we're monetized and we make a very small amount of money, so that's probably not stupid for me to do. But, you know, I'm not really putting stuff in the title that isn't true. I just personally can't do it. It's not how I will have less views and legitimate titles and content.
Right.
I can't personally, I can't do that. But I was reading several articles, or just glancing on the Facebook news feed this week, okay?
Right.
And there were several articles on Tesla or EV stuff, and they were very, very clickbaity.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm good with Rob and Martin and Zach and Jesse and a few other media people, because Kyle doesn't really report news. He doesn't, I'm not including him there because he doesn't really report per se news.
You don't go to him for news.
Right, and certainly not the Tesla news cycle. But at any point, I'm good with those handful of people going and clicking on that stuff. And then if Rob feels I need to know about it, he'll tell me.
Yeah.
I'm not clicking on it. That's why I sort of don't go read on Electrek anymore, because Fred made me mad, so I don't go over there anymore. I might go to Teslarati, I might go to some other places, but I sort of don't go over to Electrek too much, and because too many clickbaity titles and a little too negative for me. So I just, you know, he thinks fair, I think negative. We can have that debate, but but I'm gonna let Rob sort it out for me for the most part, because I don't want to see more of that clickbaity stuff out there. I'm just sort of against it. So
Yeah.
Just not clicking. I'm not going to help drive their ad revenue.
We're sort of depending on others to do our curation. You can let somebody else. You don't have enough time. You can't do it yourself. So some of these people, I've built up a relationship or trust with them. I've been watching them for a period of time. I respect their opinion, and so I'm just letting them curate some of my Tesla news instead of me going out and reading every possible article.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind at certain times clicking, but not when it's obvious clickbait material.
Right.
So we're here at the quote-unquote, we'll call it the Food Lion Shopping Center, and I think all of these pieces of artwork are down here on the end. We can kind of see them. This is off of Lee's Chapel Road, 1314 Lee's Chapel Road. If you plug it into nav, don't get confused, because there's a 1314 Lee's Chapel Road in Sanford that pops up also. There it is. I'm so excited.
It's on the back.
It's on the back side. There is some artwork sort of over in the field, and maybe we'll park and go look at that too, but
right now we need to get for
we're here. We found Elon. Of course, some of us, yeah.
Elon, appreciate the car. Love it.
This is a really great mural. I'm totally stoked and impressed about it. Very impressed. It's awesome. It's pretty windy, so hopefully you can hear me okay, plus mask on, but what a neat idea to give artists a place to showcase their work. I like it. It's called the Street Art Outdoor Gallery. Kohl's, I think it says Kohl's. Let's go read. So it's CODIS Street Art Outdoor Gallery, and it sounds like you can apply and that it's not totally full yet, and that they're gonna add more. Yeah, Jenna Rice art again. The style for Elon's face and for this person's face. I think the likeness, the human quality of it is really impressive. I see Garfield. I really like this one. I'm gonna imagine those are sort of robot kitty cats. It reminds me a little bit of the Hello Kitty. Okay, so famous painting, but it's been revisited. It's like a music redo, only with art. Right.
It's a segment of that picture, or along those lines.
All right, we'll go visit this one with the doggy in the back of the pickup truck, vehicle, something. This one says, "My God, it's full of stars."
2001.
Yep, I like it. So not only do you get credit for a day trip, a car ride, and posing one of the Teslas in front of a mural, but it's an Elon mural, and then on top of that, you took me to the art museum today.
I'm just full of culture.
Wow, I'm really...
Culture.
At 29 miles of range left, we'll be heading to the Greensboro supercharger. You know, Don's only charging up to about 50%, 145 miles, something like that.
Yeah.
And so we just knew we would just swing into supercharger for a little bit.
Right, well, it's sort of like, why bother to charge up extra at home when you know you're going to hit a supercharger anyway?
Yeah. So just a little warning that the car tried to navigate us onto this stretch of road that we're on right now, which is I-840 West.
Right.
So it tried to get us on I-840 East or something. Anyway, it's really not open yet, and you can't go there. And so we just got on in the other direction, and although something wasn't quite right back there, but we're headed where we're supposed to be now.
Okay, so it's in the, this is doing good.
Yeah, you're supposed to stay on the left leg here.
Yeah, this was okay.
Don says we're coming into the Greensboro supercharger that way that you can't afford to make. Yeah, 0.9 miles Guilford College to the right is where we're headed next. Yeah, you don't want to miss this. If you miss it, then it's a while to get turned back around. We had that happen one time to us, so
yes, that's correct.
Don't let it happen to you. But hey, I was just teasing Kyle that we're going to arrive at 4%. We should drive around extra so we can arrive at 2% like him.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'd probably like to get off when we're supposed to.
Come on, baby.
Whoa.
Well, she's trying to get off.
Right.
This is where we get off. That's the actual turn that I was talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, don't miss Guilford College Road. There's one other Tesla here, Model S, charging to our right.
But we're not sharing a cap.
Well, we should, right, obviously we're not sharing. We should get pretty good maybe because we're so low state of charge.
Yeah, well, I think the peak hits at about, I think Kyle said like 11% on the Model 3. I don't really know what it is on the Model S just left. So we're a little low right now. Let's do this. Display, energy. So we're at 5% right now. Oh, here, let me turn the heat so we can...
You can turn, not that it matters, but you could turn my seat heater off.
Yeah.
I'm feeling fairly toasty.
Mm-hmm. See, is it going up? 112?
Yeah, a little bit.
113, 114, 115. Yeah, it's going up. 120, 122 at 7, 123 at 7, 125 at 7, 126 at 7, 8%, 127, 128 at 8%. I think it's like 11%, he said, is the peak. Yeah, we're getting a little snack crackle pop. 130. Saying like if I charge at 150, that's good enough for me if it keeps my battery life good. So there's 10%, 136. So we're getting really close. 11%. Here's 136. And again, we're the only car here. 136.
Just making note that Don got out to go inside, and I do have his phone, but I've had his phone other times and it didn't lock the car up. So if I wanted to play games or do other stuff, I could. Remember, I was complaining about that before. Didn't seem right. The X and the Y work different. So we are at 143 kilowatts at 24% now. Don will be interested to know, so let me capture that. 144 kilowatts. So when Dawn got back in the car, it switched back to miles. I guess we didn't save the profile entry, and when you sat on the seat, it reset your profile. I think that must be why. That's I really don't think it was voodoo magic. I think that's...
Right, I understand. That's fine.
So we've got enough charge to continue our trip. Dawn's going to go unplug. We're at 178 miles. That fast. Wow. There was some trash down all over the road, like no way to avoid it, and I heard one piece clunk pretty good under the car, just making sure the tire pressure still looks good. Kind of worried me there for a minute. I don't think any of it came up on the paint.
Right. Yeah.
And I think the clunk was just something that hit up underneath the underbody, but still concerned me. Pulled into the Walmart shopping center here in Siler City just so we can remember we're on the hunt for where the supercharger is going to go. And we're just driving through to see if we see anything. I forgot to check supercharge info, which I should have done, to see if it had been updated to say there were permits or anything like that. We came down to Highway 64 in Siler City on 421 like we went up, but then we took 64 across and we're going to hop on 540. That's so we can test out the transponder in the front of Jules. Don says, you know, we mounted it, but we haven't actually been on the turnpike with Jules since we did that, so we won't know till we get home and we go look in our account and see. I don't know if we'll be able to see that tonight or if it'll have to wait till tomorrow, but we'll figure it out. This is just getting serious now, seriously concerning. So I think I got everything I needed. I pinged Don. We've got as best as we can figure out. Aviator over here is doing a booming business on both sides of the street. Seriously. They did just loosen up our laws just a little bit.